is the third encounter with the two HDT rigs we first crossed paths with at the Rotary Campground in Grand Prairie, and it made it into video 9. And then on the drive into Alaska, just past Destruction Bay.
If you have that rig and you're... Why isn't he turning? Why didn't he turn in behind him? If you have that rig and you're comfortable with it, I get it, but it just feels too big to be driving it all the way up here.
I agree.
What's that? Where are they from?
South Dakota.
No, which means maybe not.
No, maybe not.
We are leaving a spot where I thought we could camp, but it doesn't look like it's our thing. On to next. Oops.
Well, plus doesn't it have no camping signs?
Well, there's not one exactly right here, but like over across the way there's one. So
we would probably get rousted or something.
We don't feel comfortable leaving the trailer, which was...
Yes.
We are actually in the visitor center of Denali, so in the parking lot. And we're gonna go for a quick hike. Salvage something of the day, then we'll need to find a place to stay tonight. Oh yeah. Suspension bridge in Denali Park. We're gonna go see how bouncy we can make it. Ready? I think I was bouncing against you.
Some little kid lost his shoe.
So we are departing our first boondocking spot ever, or on this trip. Not dry camping, but boondocking. So
Yeah,
back
we've
to
done
Denali.
quite a bit of dry camping.
Yeah, on this trip, yeah. So 17 minutes away from Denali. I think the key is to get camping allowed is you have to get far enough away, because stuff near the park itself is a lot of signs that say no camping. So
Right.
this is nice. It's got mountains, rivers, river right by the river.
Yep.
Just a little bit of highway noise, which does disperse at night a little bit.
Oh yeah, it definitely calms down at night. If you are doing this with pets, now the one drawback here is, you know, if your pets are prissy, and mine might be a little prissy about where they poop and pee, that was a bit of a struggle in some tall grass, but it's really pretty fireweed. But you know,
I think for us, it's with the dogs, we want to have a place to walk them, which is on a boondocking spot like this. It's actually, this is huge, so they have space, but just no grass.
right? Yeah.
And travel trail, I think, is difficult to take it down these wacky little roads. To get a small camper, then you can.
So I would definitely stay here again. I mean, they got in some good exercise on one of the 2 trails in the park that they were allowed on yesterday. So they have not, you know, been cooped up and abused. But just know that if that's important to you to have wide open spaces to walk your pet, you're going to have to rethink that a little bit.
And we're going to a campground today, which may not have a ton of space for them either.
Yeah, that's true.
But it'll have a town we can walk to, right? We can allegedly walk to the town.
Yeah, this will cut Carl's drive time to and fro down a lot over the next few days, so we can make better use of our time around Denali. You are clear to go, bud. Roll, roll, roll.
Yeah, so now we're going back to the visitor center?
We are going to the visitor center.
So we're here at the park, and we're going to take our pups out. Okay. We're getting later and later starts every day, but we're going to take the pups out on the bike path, which is one of the few places they're allowed. Waiting for the sign. We'll see how much mobbing they get. A lot longer than you expected?
I got stopped by some woman who wanted to pet our dog.
That's shocking.
And then she's like, oh my God, they're so lovely. She's like, I have 4 doodles at home. I miss them so much. If I had $1 for every time this happened on this trip, I'd have at least $100 by now.
Would that subsidize our trip?
No, I'd have to charge like $10 because then I'd have $1,000.
We should set up a thing in the campground. Play with doodles.
I know, doodle therapy,
$10
$10 for 10 minutes.
$10 10 minutes.
No, $10 for 10 minutes.
Yep, $1 a minute.
Yep.
I think that's a good idea.
With a 10-minute minimum. I got to make it worth my time.
We just chain them up outside and have
I know exactly.
an honor box.
I know. Hey, what it's worth, at least $10.
Varieties. We have black and white spruce. Now the black spruce is going to prefer more of a boggy environment. It tends to be pretty scraggly in its appearance, whereas the white spruce prefers a drier environment. Okay, and then while we're here, if you look to your left, you're going to kind of notice this valley has a very wide and U-shape to it. That's a characteristic of a glacially carved valley. Whereas if you look over to the right, you'll notice that the canyon has this more V-shaped pattern. And that's an indication of a river-cut canyon. And so the glacier's probably ended just a little bit.
I hope you'll have a wonderful time out there. Thank you. Oh, thank you. There we go.
So on a wilderness tour, and our first stop so far, no wilderness, but you know, someone who has to like to pee a lot. I was anxious to get off, but lots of facilities that are super nice. There's our bus, number 1. Wildlife.
Good job, Tom.
Caribou. We've seen a caribou. He's right there. You can't see him.
Yeah, no kidding. It's not going to show up on the GoPro. Quite pretty.
We are going to get caught
Caribou
with sheep
and a
yet,
bear.
so we might as well spend a
Two
couple
bears.
more minutes here, if y'all like, checking out the bears, if that sounds good to you. Stop for long, like when they're kind of on the move like this.
Oh, you're lovely.
He just looked over at us.
He's so skinny.
Yeah, I'll put a
Oh,
little
he's
bit
so
more.
skinny.
He needs a couple more of those.
I know, like he needs a.
Could be that bird dog.
And what they do is that they bring people together from all over the world to enjoy the inherent qualities of each and every national park.
We just finished up our wilderness tour, and it was pretty good. We got to see, I don't think I'm saying this right, we got to see a grouse or a bird and caribou. And when we came back, we saw another caribou. It could have been the same caribou. And then we saw 2 grizzlies that were interacting. They're quite a different distance away, so that was pretty interesting. And then as we got closer back to the entry, we saw a red fox. The red fox, I think, literally had 3 different meals in its mouth and was scurrying along. Got some great pictures because he was right along the road. And then at the very last piece, we got to see a moose. And I didn't get a great picture. He was actually pretty peppy moving around. So yeah, it was very cool. And our guide, or the driver, was very informative and had stories back all the way back to 1988. And so that was fun, and I highly recommend it. I think the wife says $140 per person, which I guess might be a little bit expensive, but just to take the bus that just takes you out there is 40 bucks, I think, or 35 or something like that. But anyway, it was pretty cool.
Hoping one of them can put their nose in an inappropriate place, because they can do that too.
We were hoping they just let it fly down the hill.
That was
So we were in Denali Rainbow Village Campground, and it's an interesting place. It's not where we expected to be. We had reservations in Raleigh Creek Campground, but because of forest fires, they took the campground for the emergency workers. So we've got booted all but 1 day of our 5-day reservation. So we came here for 3, boondocked for 1. But you know, I thought I'd show this campground. It's interesting because you have all these retail buildings here behind me that run down the strip, and basically the campground is just directly behind it, and it's a mix of, well, it's a parking lot. So here's our camper, and these are luxurious pull-throughs, but water and electric, and then some of them have sewer hookup. But you know, I'll walk down here to show you the you know, it's just interesting. Some of the RVs here are literally parked right back next to the commercial property. So, but Let me show you. So this is these are sites, and then you have the bakery right behind it. So you'd get to smell the bakery food all the time. But you know, here's one. Here's a site. This is backed up right next to the commercial house. So basically it's 3 rows. One's against the commercial, one in the middle, and then there's sites along the back. And of course it's tight. This versus being at Riley Creek in the national park, you know, it's a big difference. And the key to surviving at something like this for me is just, this has to be your expectation. You have to know what you're getting before you get here, and just be happy you have a spot, and be happy they have water. At Riley Creek we wouldn't have water or electricity. So anyway, we make it work, and tomorrow we get to leave and we get to go to the campground for one night.
Mikey. Hi, Mikey.
These things are immaculate, right? They're so clean.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people here. A few buses just showed up, so I think they're here because the show starts in about 20 minutes. So there you go.
Excited to go?
Yeah, and you can step into the ropes.
Oh, okay.
That goes for any of the dogs because some of them don't quite reach.
Okay.
Just don't go over.
Yay! They're like, that's it. Oh my goodness.
Traditional skill, and then taught it to me. And so I encourage all of you here today, either find somebody that you can learn a traditional skill from, or find somebody that you can teach a traditional skill to.
You do know Crazy Dog Lady. Oh, sweetie. Can I have a paw?
He is turning 8 in like 2 weeks. They also have really good teeth. Does somebody brush their teeth, or do you give them dental care?
Not really. We just pluck their plaque off with our fingers.
I teach my dogs on Mondays and Fridays, so it's one of those things I notice. I'm like, sometimes. That is awesome. Oh my goodness.
7 seconds till 11 o'clock. We are like in a parade to get into the campground. Can't get in there until 11 o'clock. Oops, it's 11 o'clock according to my watch. Alright, this is the one we want to try.
Yep.
And we're going in. The gate's open. Right here and face this way.
Hit it.
You want to hit it? Okay, we've literally the first people in this loop besides the host, so it's exciting to be in Raleigh, and this is our bucket list to come here, and then not to lose our reservation because of the fire for 4 days was disappointing. But we're here for one night, and we're gonna live large while we're here. I told the wife last night, since it never gets dark, we can just stay up all night and enjoy the campground. So there you go. So we're out on a walk, looking at the campground. It's been off limits. You can't walk through it since we've been here, so we've been curious what it looks like, and yeah, there we go.
So we are in the bear.
It's not unbearable.
Good?
I'm getting there. Got shoes and stuff still. We are going to attempt to ride bikes. Cold and windy today, but sunny. So parking at the Savage River and riding across, we literally had a 2 mile plus climb up. It was like 6%, 8%, fun stuff. Then the buses come by and it's like all chalky, dusty. Beautiful day though. It gets Denali's behind us, but the peak is but not out. It's clouded over. So there you go. It's pretty.
right there on the left that blew really high was a baby.
It's a good spot. Okay. This is Sanctuary River.
Well, and it's cooking.
That was windy coming down that hill. It blew me off my line. Just went through a flat section. But would have been funner if, better if it wasn't so windy. This is not windy here. Probably, I don't know, 20-mile-an-hour wind. Pushing you around. We're doing a little drive-by on Teklenika campground. So this one we thought you had to have a 40-foot or shorter truck and trailer, but there are people not abiding by that as far as I can tell here. There's a few larger fifth wheels in there, so. An Indiana car. Yep. It's 4 days. I don't know where he put his truck in.
His truck was parked behind his trailer.
Really?
Yep.
How did you do that?
Kind of a pull-through instead of...
Oh, I see.
I have no idea what that is. Is your entire unit, including the tow vehicle, less than 40 feet?
That the Ranger?
Yeah, check that.
Oh, really?
Right, and then on Class A's or whatever, you know, or towing another vehicle behind you.
Gotcha. Much better coming back or flat, but the tailwind is great. Awesome! Always have a tailwind. Somewhere over here is Denali, but I think we're not going to run it. There's a good view. Pretty day today. End of the ride. Earl's still here. That's good news. Way back from riding bicycles, we got a couple moose. Is it a calf or whatever?
Yep.
I'm sure it is. We're on it. I think Horseshoe Trail. We're gonna walk around this lake and just vertical down, and then have to walk back up. A little travel day hike. Well, it's very pleasant. This is great for the tourist.
I think there's 1 and 2.
How's your beaver? We've got a beaver dam, and you can see the trees on the other side are chopped down. They chopped a big one down over there. This is quite a pleasant walk, close to the visitor center. That's a big dam. There's a tree growing in the dam. Maybe the tree was there before. I was trying to see if every little stick had a beaver cut. That one does. That one does. We've got a moose in the lake, and I don't have my big camera, so no pictures. Stuff right out of the pond, huh? So we've stopped off at the McKinley Creekside Cafe. We came here the other day for lunch. It was so great, we stopped by with the trailer to buy another cinnamon bun. So we are getting all set up. It's raining. I was going to get out and proclaim it as our favorite restaurant during the 7,000 mile trip so far, but yeah, I want to stay inside the cabin, and I'll tell you here. So I've got some pictures. The grounds are really nice. They're got flowers, and the railing even is artistic and stuff, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, But today we've just left Denali National Park, and we're heading is it south or is it east? We're gonna go to Denali State Park tonight, and then maybe do some hiking tomorrow, and then head on down towards the Kenai Peninsula. So yeah, all good.
All right, let's go.